Morning everyone. Today I'm going to transfer the image from my sketchbook onto my canvas, and I want to show you a couple of little tricks and tips on how to do that. So let's get started. And the first thing that I've done, I'll just show you, I have photocopied my sketchbook pages and I've enlarged them. I've actually done this by 200%, so I've just copied different parts of the pages. I've got the one at the top there. So I've got the one at the top there. So these are the pages I'm going to use. These are the sketches I'm going to use. But in order to help me decide how to work the canvas, how I want it all to lay out, I'm going to do something sneaky. So follow with me. So what I have here are my sketchbook pieces, and I photocopied them so that I can simply cut them out. Of course you can redraw these, that's not a problem at all. I'm just trying to make my life as simple as possible. This poor lady doesn't seem to have a foot, but that doesn't matter, we'll work on that. I've also cut some of her head off when I have photocopied her, but that's okay, we can work with that, I can work around that. So that's her. I want to use my little lady here, so I'm going to cut her out as well. You can see that I've only photocopied these in black and white. I don't need these to be in full colour. I've got the colours from my sketchbook. So this is just for me to help me choose my composition. Now, sadly in this instance I'm going to cut this little kiddie's head off, but she may well reappear back in the composition. So we have two of our characters that are coming in. I think this little one does deserve to be here. I'm just going to use the whole of this little piece with her toys in it as well. Love her big hat. I'm not worrying about cutting around the shadows, I can work on those. This is just the actual composition I'm looking at, so just going around the whole body shape. So we've now got 3 characters. Do I include a 4th? Now they say you're supposed to do things in 3s, don't they? But I like to do what I'm told not to. So I'm looking at this character here and this character here, and I'm not sure which one to include. So what I'm going to do is cut both of them out. And this one is putting a towel down, so I'm going to include a little bit of that. And then I'm going to play with the composition to decide, do I include one of them, do I include both of them, or neither? So that's one of them. And we have the other lady here. my rubbish out of the way. So now I have my characters ready to decide on my composition. Okay, so I've got my canvas here, and to decide on my composition, I'm just going to position these on the canvas. I think this little one needs to be in the middle playing, and one of these must be Mum. And then do I have this one in here, chatting? Do I have this one here, laying down her towel? How do I work this? I love her in the foreground. Or do I choose a different character? Now this lady wouldn't be size-wise, and again I can always increase the size when I take it. I think it's wrong there. If she was in the foreground, she would need to be a little bit larger, I think. Just a little bit though, not hugely. And maybe overlapping there a little bit. I quite like her like that. But I will increase her size a little. I don't think that one works in there, so but you can try changing things around. See how you like it. And she's facing the wrong way, but do you know what? There's a really sneaky trick you can do here. You can turn it around. So I've still got the sketch on the other side, so I could just turn this around when it comes to drawing her down. This friend now, this way round, with the position like this, I quite like her in there, getting herself ready to sit down with our friends. So you can see by cutting them out, you've got this choice. And what I don't want on here is I don't want to have a whole load of background. You don't even have to have the child in there. This could just be a group of friends. Lots of decisions to make. I think I'm going back to this. I actually quite like her in the original position she was on the sketchbook, just overlapping there. And then I quite like this friend there. And I quite like it simple like that. I don't think I'm going to put all three in there. So we have options. When it comes to transferring these images down, we have options. You've seen in the past I've used the trace down paper. So one of the other things you can do is simply draw around them. So I have that outline drawn out. I don't want any more detail at the moment on this. Something you have to be aware of, there is a temptation when you draw around things to make them a little bigger, so you do have to be careful of that. I'm going to go round so that you can see where I have drawn. I'm just going to hold that at an angle so you can see where I've drawn the outlines of those shapes. Now the next stage isn't entirely necessary, but I find it gives a brighter picture. So I'm just going to put, this board is already gessoed, but I'm going to put some white gesso on where I'm going to paint so that the colours that I use can really pop.